Welcome to episode 7 of our second series on the surnames of Appalachia and the American South. As with the first season, I want to focus on surnames that have been in the country since before the Civil War. As a reminder, the Industrial Revolution in America began in earnest during the Civil War and the Reconstruction. That would be roughly from 1861 to about 1900. The economic explosion that resulted from the expansion of factories and the construction of railroads attracted millions of people to the United States. Since a person my age would most likely know the names of double great-grandparents who arrived in an American port of entry during that time, there's little need for my work to help them. So, today on the Vanntage Point, we'll venture back a couple of centuries to see the origins and meanings of 6 more pre-Civil War family names of Appalachia and the American South. I hope you'll join me. Number 1, Aldrich. If we could travel back to Dobbs, North Carolina in 1754, we would arrive in time to see the birth of a wee baby named John Aldrich. There were Aldrich folk living in the colonies already, even before 1754. Sylvanus Aldrich, for example, was born in Randolph County, North Carolina in 1728. That's all well and good, Van, but get to the origin and meaning of Aldrich. I've got a cake in the oven. I've got better things to do. Well, okay, great. To find its first use, we must go back to Northern Europe before the collapse of the Western Roman Empire in 476 AD, or the Common Era, or I call it the Christian Era, CE. The Teutonic people used it as a name for a ruler, an old ruler that is, an older fellow or woman who was a ruler. It was introduced into the Isles with the Anglo-Saxons in the 5th and 6th centuries. A look at the traditional surnames of Ireland, Scotland, and Wales failed to find it outside of England. So I'm confident that Aldrich is an Anglo-Saxon and hence English surname. Number 2, Eagle. Now I'm sure that as soon as I said Eagle, somebody thought, we have finally made it to a Cherokee name. After all, natives took names from nature. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but like Aldrich, Eagle has deep roots among the Anglo-Saxons, or it's Scottish as an anglicization of L'Aigle, a county in northern or Normandy, France. The assigning of a name to an English person was done because he either resembled an eagle or he had some other characteristic that brought the winged creature to mind. It could also have been given to someone who was dreadful or awe-invoking. So it's been in America for most of its history. Either way, I'm confident that Eagle in Appalachia in the South is either an English name or an Anglo-Saxon origin, or it's a Scottish name with Norman origins or Norman roots. Number 3, Funderburk. Funderburk. Some names don't translate well into American English, and Vonderburg was no exception. Once in America, it was an Americanized from the German von der Burg, which meant from the castle, into Funderburk. Apparently, phonics worked well for our ancestors, some more than others. Did you know that William Shakespeare spelled his name 80 different ways during his lifetime? Nevertheless, the surname skipped over Great Britain and Ireland and landed in Appalachia and the American South. By 1840, there were 7 Funderburk families living in South Carolina, which seems to be the state where most of the members of the family reside. At the end of the day, I'm confident that this long-standing Americanized name originated in Deutschland, otherwise known as Germany. Number 4, Parrish. I must admit that as an old basketball coach and fan of the Boston Celtics, I couldn't help but think of 00 Robert Parrish when I read this request. Robert, who's from Shreveport, Louisiana, is a Southerner, but he's now 70 years old. Well, age is no respecter of fame and the roles we play in life. At any rate, where did the surname Parrish originate? I was able to discover that David Parrish was born in Guilford, North Carolina in 1742. He died 92 years later. Living more than 80 years in the 18th century was quite an accomplishment. So that family has something to be proud of. If we go back several more centuries, we'll find that Parrish was introduced into the Isles by the Normans, so it has an Anglo-Norman origin. It meant dweller by or in the ecclesiastical area. Ecclesiastical is a big fancy word for church. Once in England, Parish didn't move so much around, so I'm confident that Parish is an English name of Norman French roots. Number 5, Tillman. This surname could have English, German, or Danish origins. However, the spelling of Tillman has been in the South since at least the birth of Roger Tillman in 1650. Now, he greeted the world at Accomack County, Virginia. The date and location of Roger's birth suggest England as the primary or first source for his name. As it turns out, in Old English it meant a man who worked with roofing materials like a tile in the roof. In other parts of the United States, like Missouri or Iowa, there's a greater chance for the name to be of German or Danish origin. Now, I couldn't find Tillman among the traditional surnames of Ireland, Scotland, or Wales, so I'm confident that Tillman is of English origin here in the South, in Appalachia in particular. Number 6, Tillery. Tillery or Tillery. The surname Tillery is not very large in terms of numbers, but this Scottish habitational name, which was first applied to a place in Kinrossshire, has been in America since the colonial era. Reverend Isaac Tillery was born in Virginia in 1769. He later married a girl named Sarah Mull, and they set off to raise a family in Buncombe County, North Carolina. That's around Asheville, but at that time it probably extended all the way down to the southwestern corner of North Carolina into North Georgia and eastern Tennessee. Their daughter, Polly Anna Tillery, was born there in 1811. That's Buncombe County, by the way. The surname seems to have made its way to England and America, but I couldn't locate it among the traditional surnames of Ireland or Wales. At the end of the day, I think we're safe in calling Tillery a Scottish habitational name. Well, folks, that's about all I have for you today. If you're looking for other surnames, write an email to me at vantagepoint22@gmail.com, and I'll send you a list of the names in the respective episodes in which they appear. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed the discussion and will join me here again on the Vantage Point. God bless you and yours. Bye-bye.